I got to see the major changes in Season 23 early, including the EPG, gameplay of Lifeline's new abilities, a strange new battle pass, and also an update on arenas. Yes, we got some answers from the developers, including ones regarding the player count going down. But let's start off with the content in the season, because trust me, there's a lot. Now, a lot of you may be aware that EPG's coming next season, but what you may not know is that it's not going to be a permanent weapon in the game. No, it's actually going to be a new part of a new gameplay system Respawn are introducing called Rift Relics, and Rift Relics are going to be a gameplay system running from the start of the season till the very end, and they are described as cosmic power-ups, which will aid you in your game. Rift Relics are spawned into the map through a lightning strike from the rift in the sky, and where the lightning struck will be marked on the map. When you go to the strike area, you will see this type of tick right here. This is the Rift Relic, and basically you don't know what's in it until you punch it or break it and open it. Rift Relics can contain many things, from power-ups to weapons. Of course, one of the weapons inside the Rift Relic is the EPG. Basically, it's what we know and love, the EPG from Titanfall 2, finally in Apex. Respawn said they're trying to balance it the best they can because it will be the first explosive weapon in Apex, and when we talked to them, they hadn't even finished balancing it yet, so I guess it's going to be a piece of kit that you'll probably want to desperately try out when the season first comes out, and it is a red weapon. Respawn described the Relics as bringing the history of Apex and Titanfall into the game, and this can be seen from the remaining relics that they did show us. Now, they didn't show us many because they wanted it to be a surprise, but one they did show us is they added hover aiming as a relic into the game. So you'll punch a tick, get the hover aiming relic, which should look like this, and then whenever you're in midair and aim down sights, it will freeze you in midair with rockets and allow you to shoot while hovering in the air, and then when you stop aiming down sights, it will drop you, like from Titanfall. If you haven't got the gist, the relics are going to be very Titanfall oriented. The final relic that we were shown was in this screenshot where it seems to be a piece of armor with regen, so I guess there's also going to be an armor regen relic. This is going to shake up the game. Respawn said there are going to be at least 25 relics in the game, and more are going to be slowly added as the season goes on, which sounds so fun. And they're going to be active in pubs all season, trios revival all season, and straight shot revival all season. So as these LTMs come out, the relics will be in these modes. Of course, that's not the only new thing this season. We also got Lifeline Reborn, who I'm going to go over before we go over the balance changes and also the new heirloom in the game. Yes, Lifeline Reborn is real, and Respawn have reworked every single aspect of her ability set. And yes, she did also get a rework to her base skin. This is what she looks like now. Much like how Revenant's model changed from this to this when he was reborn, Lifeline's is changing as well. Also, her abilities are getting a change. Her care package, well, it no longer exists. It's been removed from the game and been replaced with a brand new ultimate where she throws down her dock drone and it will deploy not only a shield which is impenetrable by bullets, but also an area of effect with some buffs inside it. Now, this shield that is deployed isn't perfect. It does have an open roof, so it is possible to skynade into Lifeline's new ultimate area. Also, you do have to be very careful deploying this thing if the enemy has any height on you at all. Luckily though, the ultimate is bulletproof. It's basically a Gibraltar dome with the top chopped off. Inside this ultimate, several buffs are applied to the team overall, including fast healing, so anybody who pops a heal in this ultimate will heal way faster. Phoenix kits pop way quicker, and it gives your team a good opportunity and opening to reset after a fight. Also within this shield, the quick reset mechanic is active, so you will be able to pick up your teammates a lot faster if they're downed. This buff does apply to anybody inside the shield, so if enemies do get inside your shield, they will be able to heal faster and revive faster. That is a risk you will have to run. This ultimate isn't exactly insane, but it's way better than the care package, and if you play it right, it will treat you well. Also, Lifeline's tactical has been fairly reworked. It is still a dock drone that heals you, but now it has several new functions. Now, if you want to heal a teammate, you don't have to drop the drone literally in front of them for it to heal them, as the drone can now be deployed and teleported to friendlies, and also teleport recalled back to you when the friendlies are done with it. On top of that, the drone can now be assigned to either teammates or you, and when assigned, the drone will literally follow you through thick and thin. It will follow you and heal you, making it a very powerful thing, and also removing the need for that little downtime where you have to sit and get healed by the drone, which is absolutely amazing. The tactical changes to the drone are fantastic. They kept the good parts of the drone and removed the bad parts. It's really hard to complain about this rework because it literally kept the best parts of Lifeline. Speaking of keeping the best parts, her passive is changing, but not in the way you would expect. The combat revive is staying, so Lifeline Lifeline can still revive teammates with her Dock drone, but she now has a second passive on top of Combat Revive. Now she can use Dock to glide in the air, so when Lifeline's in the air, falling, she can deploy Dock, which will basically give her a little boost up, and then slowly glide her. This is very good for crossing big gaps, and also having a precise and soft landing. Overall, Lifeline's rework is absolutely awesome. It keeps her best parts and removes her weaknesses, and makes her a lot more of a maneuverable and somewhat a movement legend. In Season 23, there are also some extra buffs for Lifeline that Respawn have given to the support class as a whole, but we'll talk about those support passives when we go over the balance changes. First, let's take a quick look at the Battle Pass, because it's looking pretty sleek. The Battle Pass is going to be keeping to the same format it had in Season 22, and it's going to have Ash and Caustic skins as the main legend skins in the Battle Pass, and also a reactive Mozambique. Yes, everybody, the reactive Mozambique is real, and it's going to be the Battle Pass's main reward. The skins we have in this Battle Pass are the Ash Star Cluster skin, also the Energy Flux Mozambique reactive, the Astral Anomaly Caustic legendary skin, and the Lethal Dose Rampage legendary skin. Also, there are going to be some epic skins for legends as well. The Battle Pass is going to, of course, have an Ultimate Plus version, which is going to cost more money. The Ultimate Plus version has 2 legend skin variants, which are for Caustic and Ash once again, and this is what they look like. These skins look pretty nice, but I still think Respawn have some work to do on the Ultimate Plus Battle Pass versions. We also have a Horizon Epic, a Seer Epic, and a Vantage Epic. The Epic skins are really nicely themed around the story of the legends, because Vantage has an ice skin because she's from an icy planet, Seer has drones on his skin, and Horizon has like a very robot simulacrum sciencey skin. But let's touch on the balance changes now before we touch on the heirloom and a few extra things coming in the season. Now, these aren't all of the balance changes, just the ones the developers told us. First of all, the support class is getting a rework, and Respawn are calling this the Season of Support. The support class is getting new class-wide perks, much like how Recon got class-wide perks last season, and these perks are absolutely insane. First, supports will be getting the Heal Expert perk, meaning they are no longer slowed while healing, which is great. You can actually see this in a bit of the Lifeline Reborn gameplay I showed you earlier, where Lifeline is moving at walking speed while using a Phoenix. She's not slowed. Also, small meds will heal for double, like the Gold Armor perk, so that's also part of the Heal Expert perk, which will be applied to every support legend. Also, support legends are getting the Revive Extra perk, where they revive 25% faster and also add regen to the revived person if it's a successful revive. So supports have been moved from a vague concept to an actual class with support benefits. Within these changes, Respawn have also rebalanced how respawning works in the game, which is very powerful. First, mobile respawns now spawn in Fallen Ally death boxes if you are a support legend, and also spawn when crafting banners. So if you craft the banners of your teammate, you will just automatically get a mobile respawn beacon with it as well, which is very convenient because you can immediately respawn your team. Also, it seems mobile respawns are going to have a faster animation coming to the ground, so you can get your teammates in the game faster. With all these changes though, supports actually had one perk removed, and this was their ability to craft respawn banners in replicators. Instead, now every single legend in the game can do this. Yes, it's no longer support exclusive, anybody can craft respawn banners. I think Respawn saw the success of Revival and saw how much people enjoyed getting back into the game immediately, and tried to lower the bar of entry of respawns massively. I'm pretty excited to see how these changes with support pan out. Also, some support legends got individual balance changes, like Gibraltar, who's got some very nice changes. He's got 2 brand new perks. One's called Fast Shotties, where he can basically run like Maggie with a shotgun out. So if he's holding a shotgun in his hands and sprinting with the Fast Shotgun perk, he will sprint at full speed. He also got a new perk called Big Brother, which is going to increase the area of his ult. And combining this with the fact that Lifeline is getting this ultimate, maybe Gibraltar is going to become a decent Lifeline counter. Speaking of Maggie though, Maggie's ball won't actually destroy Gibraltar's dome if it hits it anymore. If you're not aware right now, Gibraltar's dome actually has 2 counters: Maggie's Wrecking Ball, as when it hits Gibraltar's dome it will destroy the dome, and Crypto's ultimate EMP. Both of these counters have been removed from the game. EMP and the ball no longer destroy Gibraltar's dome. Conduit also got some balance changes. Her passive now includes death boxes, crafting stations, and no longer has any limitation on downed allies. So she has more more excuses to run a lot faster. Newcastle has an insane change where his mobile shield will just no longer take damage. Like, seriously. This is going to be a force to be reckoned with, and Respawn seem to be leaning into a shield meta in Apex. They're buffing a lot of the shields, adding new shields. What are they cooking? Also, for every tier of Newcastle's revive shield, it has got increased HP. Newcastle's getting 2 new perks as well. He's getting Hero's Hustle, which increases revive movement speed, and also Ultimate Survivor, which gives 15 seconds of regen to friendlies that have had his ultimate slammed down near them. Respawn said they're trying to give support a level of domination, and they're pushing them into the spotlight and trying to influence new strategies. These are all of the legend balance changes Respawn told us, although more will be revealed in the patch notes later today. But that's not all of the balance changes, because Respawn told us about some weapon changes as well, and I'll tell you what, this season is going to be a massive shake-up to Apex. First of all, Respawn are trying to add some use to some underused weapons by buffing many hop-ups in the game. On top of this, the Havoc is going into the care package this season, and it's obviously going to get buffed, but also Select Fire is returning to the Havoc, which is insane. Select Fire was on the Havoc during the very early seasons of Apex, and it gave the Havoc a single fire mode where it shot a beam. And I think this was removed because the charge rifle came out, but now the charge rifle has been reworked, it gives an excuse for the Havoc to have a hit scan single fire again. So this is returning for the first time in a very long time. The Devotion is coming out of the care package, but it won't be getting the turbocharger, as the turbocharger is still removed from the game. It will be getting a few buffs to make up for this though. Also, the longbow is going to be seeing some damage buffs, the L-Star is going to be seeing some damage buffs, and also some animation smoothing to make it feel better overall. The Sentinel and Rampage are getting buffs to the charging mechanics, the Spitfire is getting a damage buff, the P20 Akimbo is getting a hip fire accuracy buff, and that's all of the balance changes Respawn told us. Of course there will be patch notes coming out, but honestly the major changes this season are going to be the support changes I have told you. Before we touch on some questions we asked Respawn, and also the matchmaking changes this season, there is going to be a new heirloom, and it's called the Raptor's Claw, or Karambit, and this is going to be a universal heirloom with several variations. We were told that specific legends have exclusive inspecs when interacting with the knife, but Respawn won't tell us because they want it to be a surprise, and Respawn tried to balance form and function with this knife. I think there's many moving parts in this, so I'm excited to see the animations through someone else's YouTube channel because I'm not buying this thing. I do think there is going to be some sort of articulation between the blade and handle, and the blade can kind of come off, so I'm interested to see how Respawn approach animations in this. On to matchmaking though, it's an eternal conversation around Apex, and Respawn did tell us they are planning a few things for the future of matchmaking and also implemented a few things this season. First, Respawn said they are laying a foundation for bigger changes, especially in ranked, and they're trying to be more transparent and reduce skill mixing, so the people you play against are closer to your skill level. The way they're doing this is by adding a visual indicator of the ranks of people in your lobby when the match is first starting up. So there'll be a little bar at the bottom that shows there may be 13 masters in this game, 12 bronzes, and 3 golds. It's very transparent, you really can't argue against it because they're just telling you 100% the truth. So this is a good change for transparency, and also to help Respawn kind of like better balance ranked skill distribution. So if you're thrown into a game with a pred, you will literally know and be told before the game starts, which sounds very scary. This season is also going to see a few tweaks to the RP system as they try to unstick higher ranked players, which is mostly being done by decreasing the entry cost as diamonds and masters. So the game is going to be getting an extremely transparent rank system, which is literally going to tell you the rank of everybody in your game before it starts. So they are trying very hard, and I do hope one day to see a ranked mode that actually feels fair, fun, and rewarding. And the questions, because we were able to ask the developers some questions. They didn't answer my question, which was, are map updates in Kings Canyon discontinued, considering you have so many maps in the game right now that you have to update? They didn't answer that. Very sad. I really wanted an answer to that. Although they still answered some cool questions, like a question about arenas. Somebody asked, is arenas coming? They answered, no announcement right now, no plans to discuss it today, which is a shame. They were also asked if legend-specific heirlooms were cancelled, and they said they want to strike a balance between universal heirlooms and also legend-specific heirlooms. And you know, I think the balance is getting there. Respawn were also asked if we're going to get new ranked rewards in the future, because the current ones are lacking. And the exact answer they gave, word for word, was yes and we're working on stuff right now. So, new rank rewards in the future. Hey, let's go. On a bit more of a sad note, Respawn were asked about their opinions on the player count recently going down, and also the viewer count of Apex going down. And they said they view Battle Royale as a super competitive market, and they have their work cut out to climb back to where they were and surpass where they were. Respawn want to age the game up and make the game more exciting, and they're committed to making Apex the premier Battle Royale experience and make it more accessible. So there you go, that's Respawn's official word on the player count going down, which I didn't think we would hear. There were also concerns in the questions about the health bars, and Respawn said the health bars are staying, but they are going to have improved line of sight respect, meaning if the health bars get blocked by smoke or gas, they won't appear through the smoke or gas. They will respect the obstruction. This seems like one of those things Respawn are going to have to work on for a while to make it perfect. It was also asked if Respawn were planning to keep the bow check permanently in the care package, and they said no, it will come out eventually. And that's most of the important questions they were asked, and most of the actual changes for this season. We have covered a lot, from a new legend to big balance changes to relics. This season's going to be fun, and when you watch this video, it's going to be out in 2 hours. So subscribe for more early season news.